Welcome back to Nobby on Cars, one of Ireland's very few fully independent YouTube channels. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you might consider it to give us your support. Looking now at the revised version of the DS7. This version you're looking at has 300 brake horsepower because it's a plug-in hybrid. But it starts at a 1.2, and if you want to spend just over 40 you can, and if you want to spend just over 60 you also can. Naturally enough, this one has been spec'd up to almost €57,000. That's a lot. So this is the E-Tense Prestige. E-Tense means you can plug it into something. So we've had a look at the DS3, the fully electric. No fully electric in this, but plenty of diesel options, petrol options, plug-in hybrid options. It's all there. I've never seen a car before with the logo on the back of the headrests, just to remind rear passengers what they're in. This car has it. It also has an analog clock, which some people are getting very excited about. This one is sitting on 20s. They look like they'd be very easy to curb, but they also do look gorgeous. Other exterior stuff, the front still does those fantastic light display shows with the DS LED vision. They'll twist and they'll turn. LED strips down the front also. It's a nice big grille, another crease over the bonnet, just like its baby brother. Roof rails, if you want to attach stuff, if you're a family who does lots of traveling. The doors on it open nice and wide, like really wide. So handy for getting kids and all their lovely belongings in and out. 2 USB charging ports on the back. The windows go that far down. Getting a little bit annoying for some people. There's also a button here. Oh my God. Come have a look at this. I'm sorry, there's a button for reclining the rear bench. What the hell? You charge the car on this side. It'll do just over 40 kilometers on a full charge. I find those caps very, very temperamental. More LED, bright light strip action going on here, and a big, huge DS Crossback on the back of the car. Pretty interesting looking mesh things down the exhaust here. The boot sweeps, first time. Nice. Boot is really big, by the way. You're getting loads of space in there. A little bit of storage down here so you can drop that shelf. It has little clicky bits to hold up that parcel shelf. That's your Type 2 cable. Hasn't even been opened. Plug it into your wall box, charge away. There's even little spacers and dividers and hooks, and there's straps. It is all going on in here. Very, very practical boot, and it's electric on this car, so you just close it away and it does exactly what it says on the tin. There's keyless entry in this model. There's a flat floor, despite it not being a full EV. Pretty cool. You get an armrest. You get those aforementioned adjustable seat. That's pretty, that's nice. That's a nice touch. There's those DS logo embossed on the back of the seat I was telling you about. LED lights over your head, tons of headspace, tons of rear leg room. There's 2 air vents, but you don't got any control over it. The leather's really good quality. It feels really premium, although it should for almost 60 grand. That's a lot of money, isn't it? So if you want all this opera trim and all this bling, but you're not absolutely stinking rich, maybe go for the 1.2 petrol and get the higher trim with the smaller engine. Because this is brilliant. It will do, if you charge it, somewhere around 1.4 litres for 100 kilometres, and it oozes quality. Plastics are really good quality. They've done away with the Alcantara on this trim spec anyway. Your screen is massive, must be about 13 inches wide. All the shortcuts to everything are here, including your electric statistics. The car will show you how long your journey's been in zero emission mode, once you have the car charged, obviously. Again, the DS steering wheel means that you can actually see this. Peugeot, this is all you need to do. Just change the steering wheel so you can see the cruise control stalk, or else move it. But anyway, it works fine here. Under the storage, it's massively deep. Like you can use half an arm, 2/3 of an arm in there. It's got a nice bright white LED light. There's a little pocket for the key. wireless charging down here. So you can reserve some energy for later on in your journey. You can use the petrol engine to charge, or you can obviously plug it in. You can set all that up from your screen. Easy to do. Engine stop start button is down here, and the clock just tucks away. It makes a nice little noise, and then it pops back up again. It's a nice touch. Bit gimmicky. Same with your displays here, very colourful. You can make them really minimalistic if you prefer, or you can have them telling you every kind of thing. Plenty of colour, plenty of textures, trims, metals. It's a good place to sit. So even though it's a hybrid, you have B mode, and going down hills you can feel that at work, and in theory you can put some more range into your battery and get you back over the 40 kilometers. It's also very good that you can charge on the go, or you can reserve some battery for later on. It's quite easy to flick between the different modes. So if you want sport mode, this is where you have now 300 brake horsepower. And it really does take off. Now it can hesitate a little bit at the start when you're in sort of petrol, more petrol than hybrid, and it does just wait a second to kick in. But God, it's quick. When you have the car fully charged and you've got enough range to bring the total output to 300 brake horsepower, it's a sweet little thing to drive. Steering is nicely heavy in sport mode as well. It just gives you, I don't know, there's an added weight to the steering wheel. But a lot of people aren't going to drive it in that, so let's just leave it into hybrid. And it's very handy the way it tells you how much of your journey has been in zero emission. At the moment now I'm at 65%, but I was at 99. Showing off how quick it takes off knocked 30% off that. It really shows you as well how much extra fuel you use when you're acting the goat. Even if you floor it, okay, I could feel the petrol kicking in there about 50, 60 kilometers an hour, but there's other times if you don't accelerate as hard that you really are 60 kilometers, 70 kilometers in zero emission mode, which is good. If you were to charge the car every day then on a school run and you're doing those things, you could do all that in zero emissions. There are times when you do feel the weight of the car, the batteries that you need in the back. It's all right. It's just that if you get the wrong surface in the road, it can kind of skate across and just kind of crashes over them. Tell you what though, even though it's on 20-inch alloys, ride is very good. It's not too firm, it's not too soft. Now this car has been driven on lots of test drives, but it's still achieving 2 litres per 100 kilometers from having the battery sorted. That's good. If you're not gunning it though, the transition between different modes is pretty seamless. You'd struggle out to. There's at times you go, am I in petrol or am I in hybrid or electric or what am I in? And it's very quiet. And where the DS3 had a bit of noise over the A-pillars, it's kind of gone from this. It feels solid. I think the biggest enemy for this car is just its price. If you want to get it to this sort of spec, you're in a car that 60 grand. You'd be in a Skoda Enyaq, you know, a really loaded one for this kind of money. And I do wonder that the type of people who have this kind of money, are they a bit badge snobbish? So, you know, DS is a premium product, absolutely. But when you have to explain to Mary that, oh yeah, it's a DS, and she's looking at you going, right, yeah. But it's packed full of features that you just wouldn't get for this kind of money. It wouldn't, the quality, the premiumness. It's got logos in the back of the headrest, man. It's certainly different. So what am I thinking? Well, it's gorgeous, but it's very expensive. So if you go for the low 40s version, the 1.2 petrol, 130 brake horsepower, you're like over 50% down on power. The range in the plug-in hybrid's pretty good. I do think it affects the handling of the car though. It crashes and skates over bumps sometimes. Maybe the petrol one is the one, the entry level with a nice spec on it. That's kind of a sweet spot. Standard price is good. I just don't know what you get for that, really, because you're kind of blown away by all the extras on this. And who's the customer in Ireland? I don't know. Is it an Audi Q5 driver, Q3, who wants to get a bit bigger car but drop down? I actually don't know. I'm not sure. It is gorgeous. I think the petrol one is probably the one that will be most enjoyable to drive, certainly to pay for. And there's other cars on the market similar. I mean, it's such a crowded space, but this one has so much pizzazz. I mean, how many cars do dances with the lights every time you lock it up? So, yeah, it's worth a look. The fact that you now have a DS dealer in Dublin that you can go and actually check out the car, bring it for a test drive, see what you think. There's lovely touches to them, but they're expensive. Thanks for watching.